Most people look at old pocket change and see nothing but dirty metal. But professional treasure hunters know that hidden inside ordinary coin jars are true masterpieces worth thousands of dollars. And the first coin on our list is about to prove that to you right now. Coin number 1, 1945, S Jefferson nickel, MS68 plus, full steps. What you are looking at is the legendary wartime 1945 Jefferson nickel, carrying the S Mint mark from the San Francisco Mint. This spectacular coin has been certified by NGC in an astronomical, near-flawless mint state 68 plus condition, featuring the highly elite full steps designation. Finding a specimen from this year where the steps on Monticello are perfectly defined is an extreme rarity, because during 1945, due to the unique wartime silver alloy, the minting dies struggled to fully strike the details. But this specific coin is more than just technically perfect. It is magnificently covered in a natural, vibrant neon toning. It literally explodes under the light, showcasing stunning hues of electric blue, emerald green, hot pink, and deep violet. Years ago, historical records listed its value at $2,640. But today, during a recent auction, an intense bidding war broke out for this neon supergem, and the hammer dropped at a staggering $4,800. This nickel proves that flawless color can drive a coin's price into the stratosphere. But our next coin hides a feature that is even harder to spot, and its sheer value will leave you breathless. Coin number 2, 1936, Mercury dime MS68 full bands. And that breathtaking moment belongs to the iconic 1936 Mercury dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The grading pioneers at NGC certified this incredible specimen in a monumental MS68 grade, complete with the highly legendary full bands designation. To put this into perspective, just a few years back, a grade this astronomically high for a 1936 issue was virtually unimaginable to the entire numismatic community. In general, standard 1936 Philly dimes are highly plentiful and easy to locate across lower grades, all the way up to MS67, with many displaying fairly decent strikes. However, once you cross that razor-thin threshold into MS68 and higher, the game changes completely. The ultimate obstacle for registry set collectors is the horizontal bands wrapping the fasces on the reverse. To secure the prestigious full bands title, these split lines must be perfectly separated, sharp, and entirely flawless without any weakness or metal blending. At MS68, this coin instantly transforms into an ultra-rare holy grail. Forget the outdated historical price of $1,800 from old records. In today's highly aggressive market, this flawless specimen with blazing, original mint luster ignited a fierce bidding war, shattering expectations and selling for a staggering $3,900 at auction. Such a perfect silver strike is a true miracle for the 1930s. But our next coin will shock you even more, because its value skyrocketed due to a mistake that most ordinary people would completely ignore. Coin number 3, 1963 Washington Quarter DDOMS 66. And that incredible hidden detail is tucked away in the iconic 1963 Washington Silver Quarter. The grading professionals at PCGS certified this extreme rarity in a top-tier mint state 66 grade, and its exceptional quality is fully proven by the elite green CAC sticker. But the real star of the show here is the highly coveted double-die obverse variety. If you want to hunt down this specific treasure in your own hoard, you will need a good magnifying glass. On this outstanding coin, the doubling is spectacularly evident. The strongest and most obvious signs can be spotted right on the legendary motto, "In God We Trust." The letters literally double before your eyes, especially on the words "in" and "God." A slightly less intense, yet highly critical shift is also visible on the numerals of the 1963 date itself. Beyond the rare mint error, this attractive, long-treasured specimen boasts incredible eye appeal, retaining its magnificent, blazing original mint luster and smooth fields. High-grade registry pieces like this are absolute ghosts in the numismatic world. Forget the outdated $2,400 price tag from historical records. At recent auctions, collectors aggressively drove up the bids for this CAC-verified masterpiece, hammering it down for a spectacular $4,900. Finding such a crisp, double die on a silver quarter is the ultimate dream for any coin hunter. But what we have lined up for you next will make you flip your entire house upside down, searching for old change. Because this upcoming coin breaks all the rules. Coin number 4, 1941D, Jefferson nickel, MS68 full steps. And that mind-blowing coin is the legendary pre-war 1941 Jefferson nickel, bearing the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint. This spectacular survivor has been certified in an astronomical mint state 68 grade, complete with the highly challenging 5 full steps designation on the reverse. Now, while the 1941D issue is highly plentiful and easy to find in circulated grades, it transforms into an absolute major condition, rarity in the uppermost full steps brackets. Finding a specimen from this specific year, where 5 steps at the base of Monticello are perfectly defined, sharp, and completely uninterrupted, is a monumental task for any hunter. Just look at the breathtaking eye appeal of this stellar example. It displays a pristine, glistening, original mint luster that casts a delicate, beautiful, iridescent toning across the surfaces. The strike is razor-sharp, and remarkably, neither side possesses a single notable abrasion or contact mark. It is completely flawless. Historical records used to list this coin's value at a standard $3,000. However, in today's fierce market where registry set collectors stop at nothing to get the best, this ultimate gem shattered expectations. At a recent high-end auction, the hammer dropped at a staggering $6,800. Make sure to inspect the reverse of your early Jefferson nickels. 5 perfect steps on a pre-war nickel is a true testament to minting perfection. But what you are about to see next will leave you completely speechless. Because our next coin isn't famous for being perfected, is famous for a massive mistake made by the mint itself. Coin number 5, 1961D, Franklin $half MS66 Plus, full bell lines. And that majestic silver coin makes way for a true heavy hitter, the 1961D, Franklin $half, struck at the Denver Mint. This spectacular gem has been certified in an astronomical mint state 66 plus condition, with its reverse securing the ultimate, highly coveted full bell lines designation. To understand the rarity here, you need some context. For Franklin $half from the 1960s, high-grade specimens are notoriously difficult to find. Gems grading higher than MS65 are incredibly elusive and aggressively sought after by top-tier registry collectors. Now, the 1961D issue is a bit better struck on average than its Philadelphia cousin, so a fair number of certified FBL coins are available to collectors in lower brackets. But the moment you reach mint state 66 and over, they become an absolute, undeniable scarcity. Look closely at the reverse. The iconic Liberty Bell must display completely crisp, uninterrupted horizontal lines near the bottom. This particular specimen showcases flawless, razor-sharp bell lines, paired with booming, untarnished mint luster and nearly pristine fields. Historical records listed this coin's value at $3,240. However, in today's fierce market, where collectors stop at nothing to capture top-grade silver, this ultimate survivor shattered expectations. At a recent high-end auction, the hammer dropped at a staggering $6,900. Make sure to inspect the lines on your Franklin $half. Such a perfect strike on a silver bell is the pride of any high-end collection. But our next coin will leave you completely breathless, because its value skyrocketed due to a mint error that looks like a total cosmic mystery. Coin number 6, 1945P, Jefferson nickel, MS68. And that cosmic mystery makes way for another mind-blowing wartime treasure, the 1945 Jefferson nickel, struck at the main Philadelphia Mint. This highly elusive specimen has been certified by grading experts in a phenomenal, virtually impossible mint state 68 condition. To put its extreme scarcity into perspective, during 1945, the massive production demands at the Philadelphia Mint led to rushed work of mediocre quality overall. The huge mintage of these silver alloy war nickels means that the vast majority are not fully struck, and heavily worn dies are frequently seen across almost all surviving pieces. That is exactly what makes this particular coin an absolute numismatic miracle. This pristine gem displays a flawless surface with no discernible contact marks, hairlines, or visual distractions. Adding to its immense eye appeal is a beautiful, light album toning along the rims, perfectly framing its original blazing mint luster. At MS68, this coin transforms into an elite registry rarity. Historical records used to list this coin's value at $4,250. However, in today's highly competitive market where collectors aggressively fight for flawless wartime history, this ultimate survivor shattered expectations. At a recent high-end auction, the hammer dropped at a staggering $6,500. Finding flawless wartime silver is a massive stroke of luck. But our next coin will make you check your pockets even faster, because its true value is hidden in a metal composition that the mint wasn't even supposed to use. Coin number 7, 1972S, Washington quarter double denomination, 35-cent piece, PR68. And that hidden composition leads us to one of the most insane and visually spectacular mint errors in United States history. What you are looking at is an exquisite, mind-boggling 1972S Washington quarter, famously known among numismatists as a double denomination era, otherwise called the legendary 35-cent piece, professionally graded in a stunning proof 68 condition. This unbelievable coin was double-struck directly on an already finished Roosevelt dime. Because of the massive size difference between a dime and a quarter planchette, the quarter dies couldn't fully deploy their pressure, giving the outer rims a highly irregular, distorted shape. If you look closely at the obverse, the lettering Liberty is totally absent, and the famous motto, "In God We Trust," is only partially struck along the edge. Remarkably, despite the chaotic clash of metals, the central device elements of Washington's portrait remain sharply impressed and clearly defined. You can literally see two distinct denominations fighting for space on a single coin. Historical records used to show this PR68 error piece, fetching a standard sum of $3,600. However, in today's aggressive market where elite double denomination proof errors are considered the ultimate trophy, this masterpiece shattered expectations. At a recent high-end auction, it commanded a breathtaking $7,900, a true museum-quality treasure. Owning a coin that is simultaneously a dime and a quarter is the ultimate dream for error hunters. But our next coin will prove that even without dramatic shape distortions, an ordinary-looking cent can be worth a fortune just because of one hidden letter. Coin number 8, 1918D Lincoln, cent MS65 plus red, and that hidden details brings us to the World War I era, introducing one of the toughest and most elusive cents in United States history. What you are looking at is the incredibly rare 1918D Lincoln cent, struck at the Denver Mint. This exceptional specimen has been certified by PCGS in a spectacular Mint State 65 plus grade, complete with the strict and highly coveted full red designation. Finding a 1918D cent in brown or red-brown condition is doable, but securing a certified full red coin from this year is an absolute miracle. Due to the rough minting conditions of the era, the vast majority of surviving pieces are found maxing out at the MS64 level. At MS65, this specific date becomes an extreme rarity. And in MS66 red or higher, a 1918D cent is downright rare. To put this condition rarity into perspective, the finest single example ever certified by PCGS is graded at MS67 red, carrying a staggering guide price of $95,000. Our gorgeous gem today features the prestigious PCGS Plus designation for premium quality, sitting at the absolute top end of its assigned grade. Forget the outdated historical price of $4,375 from old records. In today's competitive registry market, this blazing, lustrous red masterpiece ignited a fierce bidding war, hammering down for an unbelievable $14,000. Paying $14,000 for a copper Lincoln cent is the ultimate dream for elite collectors. But our next coin will shock you even more, because its value skyrocketed due to a mint error that turned ordinary pocket change into an unforgettable historical artifact. Coin number 9, 2000-piece Sacagawea Cheerios, $MS67. And that unforgettable artifact makes way for one of the most insane treasure hunts in modern American history. What you are looking at is the highly elusive 2000 Panjang Sacagawea Golden Dollar certified by grading experts in a premium Mint State 67 condition. But this is no ordinary pocket coin. This is the legendary ultra-rare Cheerios dollar. Back in the year 2000, the United States Mint launched a special promotion, hiding 5,500 golden dollars inside random boxes of Cheerios cereal. Years passed before eagle-eyed numismatists discovered a shocking secret. These promotional coins were struck using an experimental reverse die featuring highly enhanced tail feather motifs on the eagle. The detail on these feathers is razor-sharp, completely different from the smooth, regular issues. Once the Mint realized that these prototype dies had been released to the public, the promotion ended abruptly. Tragically, most people simply spent these coins, entirely unaware of their hidden value. Today, the few known surviving specimens with the enhanced tail feathers in MS67 condition are considered elite rarities. Forget the outdated price of $5,250 from old records. In today's aggressive market, where modern pattern rarities are highly coveted, this astonishing cereal box treasure triggered an absolute feeding frenzy at auction, hammering down for a staggering $10,200. You might want to dig through your old coin jars right now. Finding a hidden fortune at the bottom of a cereal box sounds like a Hollywood movie. But our next coin will prove that even bigger money can be hidden in a piece that the Mint desperately tried to destroy. Coin number 10, 1954S Jefferson Nickel MS65 full steps. And that dramatic story brings us to 1954, introducing a coin that marked the absolute end of an era. What you are looking at is the historic 1954S Jefferson Nickel, certified by NGC in a beautiful Mint State 65 condition, carrying the highly elusive full steps designation. This specific issue represents the very final production of nickels from the San Francisco Mint before that historic facility underwent a massive 10-year suspension in coining operations. Because of this upcoming shutdown, original 1954 S-rolls and bags were widely hoarded by the public at the time. As a result, Mint State pieces are highly common today, and many have been certified as gems based on their beautiful luster and clean surfaces alone. However, there is a brutal catch that frustrates registry collectors. This entire issue is extremely rare with a true full strike. Due to poor quality control at the Mint during its final days, the vast majority of these coins feature heavily weak reverse details. Finding a specimen where the steps on Monticello are perfectly defined and fully struck is an absolute miracle. Because this remarkable survivor managed to retain a flawless razor-sharp full strike, its value completely transcended the standard charts. At a recent competitive auction, high-end collectors drove the bids up, hammering this legendary coin down for a spectacular $3,240. Always inspect the reverse steps on your San Francisco nickels. The shutdown of a mint forced people to hoard bags of nickels. But our next coin will prove that even more shocking fortunes can hide in plain sight. All because of one tiny, microscopic mistake in the date. Coin number 11, 1942D, Washington Quarter MS68. And that microscopic mistake makes way for a true silver titan, the 1942D, Washington Quarter, struck at the Denver Mint. This spectacular survivor has been certified by the grading elite at PCGS in an astronomical, virtually impossible mint state 68 condition. To put this into context, absolutely no Washington quarters struck prior to the mid-1990s are common in MS68 PCGS holders. The 1942D issue is a perfect textbook representation of the extreme condition rarity of these early silver coins. Finding World War II-era silver completely free of any contact marks is an absolute miracle. Just look at the breathtaking eye appeal of this stellar example. It displays a near-flawless, pristine, satin mint luster paired with an incredibly bold, sharp strike on both sides. But what truly sets it apart is the stunning, original multicolor toning that beautifully adorns each side, flashing vibrant hues under the light. Historical records show this flawless masterpiece fetching a standard sum of $6,300 in the past. However, in today's fierce registry market where collectors stop at nothing to get the absolute finest, this ultimate gem shattered expectations. At a recent high-end auction, the hammer dropped at a staggering $9,800, a true trophy coin for any elite collection. Paying nearly $10,000 for a silver quarter is a top-tier investment, but our next coin will prove that even bigger money can hide in a piece that most ordinary people would completely dismiss as just old and dirty. Coin number 12, 1943DD, Lincoln Steel Cent Repunched, Mint Mark. And that hidden detail leads us directly to a legendary wartime era, the 1943 Lincoln Steel Cent struck at the Denver Mint. What you are looking at is not just any wartime penny, but the highly coveted and immensely popular D/D, repunched, mint mark variety. Under close inspection with a proper loupe, this distinct doubling of the D mint mark below the date is not difficult to detect. But what makes it a true trophy is its condition. Steel cents are notoriously fragile. They rust easily and degrade quickly over time. Finding a major variety that completely escaped environmental damage, while retaining a fantastic, blazing, original mint luster and stellar eye appeal, is like finding a needle in a haystack. This stunning example represents an incredible value in the elite Lincoln Cent registry sets. Due to the extremely low population of certified pristine survivors, it stands as an absolute scarcity on the market today. Forget the outdated historical price of $10,750 from old records. In today's aggressive market where elite wartime varieties are highly sought after, this steel masterpiece ignited a fierce bidding war at auction, hammering down for a staggering $15,200. Make sure to inspect the mint mark on your 1943 steel cents. Paying over $15,000 for a steel cent with a repunched letter is a true numismatic triumph. But our next coin will prove that a regular nickel can be worth even more, all because of a tiny detail that the mint tried to stamp directly over an old design. Coin number 13, 1965 Washington Quarter MS68 Clad. And that tiny detail fades in comparison to the coin that forever changed the entire American monetary system. What you are looking at is the legendary 1965 Washington Quarter, preserved in an astronomical mint state, 68 condition. According to Heritage Auctions, this pristine gem represents an absolute pinnacle of modern condition rarities. The year 1965 marked the historic and dramatic transition from the familiar 90% silver alloy for the quarter dollar to a copper-nickel clad composition. To combat a massive coin shortage, the active mints went into overdrive, pushing the 1965 coinage past a staggering 1.8 billion pieces overall. To discourage hoarding by collectors, these were famously struck without any mint marks, effectively creating just one massive, unified issue for the entire year. Extended, heavy commercial use, rapidly absorbed, and wore down almost the entire production of this issue. While lower-grade pieces are everywhere, genuine mint state examples were preserved in extremely rare quantities overall. Just look at the breathtaking eye appeal of this ultimate survivor, a stunning satin mint luster and delicate, iridescent toning beautifully graced the completely pristine surfaces, while a slight softness on Washington's hair is perfectly normal for this specific date. Finding a first-year clad coin without a single microscopic contact mark at MS68 is an absolute miracle. Historical records list this flawless masterpiece, selling for a standard sum of $11,400 in the past. However, in today's fierce registry market, where elite transitional rarities are highly coveted, this historical treasure shattered expectations, hammering down for a breathtaking $14,200. Paying over $14,000 for a copper-nickel quarter that millions of people used to buy groceries is a true numismatic marvel. But our next coin will prove that a regular nickel can command an even higher price if it features an error that completely breaks the geometry of the coin press. Coin number 14, 1929S, Lincoln Cent MS66 Plus Red. And that geometric error makes way for a coin that will completely change how you look at the copperhead cents of the Roaring '20s. What you are looking at is a stunning 1929S Lincoln Cent, struck at the historic San Francisco Mint. This exceptional survivor has been certified by PCGS in a phenomenal Mint State 66 Plus grade, carrying the strict and highly coveted full red designation. According to PCGS records, the 1929S is technically considered one of the more common dates from the San Francisco Mint among issues from the teens and 20s. However, it remains significantly scarcer than most Lincoln cents struck from 1930 and later. Securing a certified full red coin from this era completely free of carbon spots is a monumental challenge overall. At the MS66 level, this specific issue becomes highly elusive, with only about 100 examples known to exist in the entire numismatic community. Remarkably, only 2 pieces have ever been reported numerically finer in the official registries, placing our premium quality plus designated gem at the absolute top end of its assigned bracket. At a high-end competitive auction, registry set collectors aggressively fought for this lustrous red masterpiece, driving the price into 5-figure territory. When the hammer finally dropped, this incredible lot realized a spectacular $13,500. Make sure to check the dates on your early Lincoln cents. Paying over $13,000 for a copper cent from the late 1920s is a true numismatic triumph. But what we have lined up for you next will completely redefine rarity, as our upcoming coin forced the entire auction room to hold its breath. Coin number 15, 1933D, Lincoln Cent MS67 Plus Red, CAC approved. And that holding breath breaks into thunderous applause as we move to one of the most criminally underrated dates in the entire Lincoln Cent series. What you are looking at is a phenomenal 1933D Lincoln Cent, struck at the Denver Mint. This museum-grade masterpiece is certified in an astronomical Mint State 67 Plus condition, carrying the elite full red status and verified for premium quality by the prestigious CAC green sticker. To put its rarity into historic perspective, the year 1933 was the absolute depth of the Great Depression. With the American economy struggling, the demand for new coinage plummeted, leading the Denver Mint to strike a meager 6.2 million pennies overall. Most went straight into heavy circulation, making pristine, original, full red survivors almost impossible to secure today. Just take a look at this spectacular specimen in the file, watermarked _ it's booming. Original mint luster is beautifully enhanced by a deep, lustrous patina, showcasing exquisite hints of fiery orange and rich magenta. The strike on Washington's profile and the motto "In God We Trust" is razor sharp, with fields completely free of distracting carbon spots. The CAC approval firmly establishes this coin as a premium example for the assigned grade. At a recent high-end competitive auction, this vividly toned, red registry gem ignited intense interest, ultimately selling for a spectacular $13,500. It is a true crown jewel for any advanced collection. Securing a Great Depression-era red cent in MS67 Plus condition is a dream that only a handful of collectors will ever achieve. But our next coin will prove that even in the post-war years, when minting technology advanced significantly, the mint still managed to create highly elusive condition rarities. Coin number 16, 1909S, Lincoln Cent MS67 Red, CAC approved. And that post-war riddle makes way for an absolute titan and one of the ultimate holy grails of American numismatics. What you are looking at is another CAC-verified, certified masterpiece, the legendary 1909S Lincoln Cent struck at the San Francisco Mint. This museum-grade survivor is certified in a mind-blowing Mint State 67 condition, carrying the highly strict and elusive full red designation. This coin represents the historic, coveted first year of issue for the entire Lincoln Cent series. While every casual collector chases the famous 1909 SVDB, the regular 1909S issue hides a shocking secret. In lower grades, it is more accessible, but in the uppermost brackets at MS67, with blazing, untarnished full red surfaces, it becomes a condition rarity that is almost as scarce as the legendary SVDB itself. Just gaze at the spectacular eye appeal of this pristine coin. It displays booming, lustrous red surfaces completely free of carbon spots or hairline distractions. To truly understand its magnitude, look at the official PCGS registry. There are absolutely zero pieces reported numerically finer in the entire world. This coin sits alone at the absolute pinnacle of perfection. Forget the outdated historical price of $15,250 from old records. In today's aggressive registry market, where billionaire investors stop at nothing to own elite first-year single highest-graded coins, this blazing red masterpiece ignited an absolute feeding frenzy, hammering down for an astronomical $58,000. A true numismatic trophy. Witnessing a first-year Lincoln cent in absolute MS-67 red condition is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but our next coin will prove that even later. More familiar issues can command tens of thousands of dollars, all because of one single detail that the mint accidentally flipped upside down. Coin number 17, 1953S Jefferson, nickel MS-66 full steps, final. And to close out today's incredible countdown, we saved an absolute numismatic sensation for the grand finale. What you are looking at is the ultimate masterpiece, the 1953S Jefferson nickel, struck at the San Francisco Mint. This jaw-dropping survivor has been certified by PCGS in a monumental mint state 66 grade, complete with the highly legendary full steps designation. To put its mind-boggling rarity into perspective, the 1953S issue is widely recognized as one of the single greatest strike rarities in the entire Jefferson nickel series. It poses an absolute, brutal challenge for advanced registry collectors worldwide. Poorly struck reverses plagued almost the entire mintage, leaving PCGS to report just 2 single specimens in MS-66 condition with the elite full steps designation. You are witnessing one of those 2 legendary survivors. This historic piece displays a gorgeous satin mint luster, beautifully kissed with a hint of light champagne toning, while moderate dye erosion is apparent on each side, causing slight metal flow lining in the margins. The critical steps of Monticello remain remarkably and sharply defined. Owning a coin with a census population of just 2 pieces globally is the ultimate numismatic flex. It is no wonder that during an intense high-end bidding war, the hammer dropped on this certified phantom for a spectacular $16,800. This incredible nickel proves that even the most ordinary-looking pocket change can hide a life-changing fortune. Never spend your old coins until you inspect them under a proper lens. Which of these rare coins shocked you the most today? Drop a comment down below, right now. We want to know. If you loved this deep dive into elite numismatics, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another treasure hunt. Thank you so much for watching. Happy coin hunting, and we will see you in the very next video.